Hi, my name's Chris Burris. I'm a degree student at the Manchester College, studying 3D modelling and animation, and this is my presentation on project management. So, a project is the definition of a project is that it's a temporary. It's defined. It has a defined beginning and an end. So, project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to meet the project requirements. Project management refers to the temporary nature of the project as opposed to the general operation of business. This is very much the case within the 3D industry, where nearly all the projects have a deadline, budget, personnel constraints, but not all projects will have the same elements in the pipeline, and that's something that we're going to talk a little bit about as well, is pipeline and workflow. For example, with the development of technology, we're able to implement motion capture in something like animation, for instance. Also, with the advancement of technology, games with the cutscenes and their story-driven elements are becoming as intricate as films and feature animations. So a little history about project management. Henry Gantt, born in 1861, dying in 1919, known as the father of planning and control techniques. Famous for the Gantt chart, which a lot of us have come across, a project management tool that's still used today. And it wasn't until early 1950s where two project scheduling models were developed. The critical path method, abbreviated as CPM, developed jointly between DuPont Corporation and Remington Rand Corporation in the United States for planning maintenance projects, and the second was Program Evaluation and Review Technique, abbreviated as PERT, developed by the US Navy as part of their Polaris missile submarine program. Now, CPM is used when it's known when each activity will be carried out, whereas PERT is used when the time of each activity can't be predetermined or is variable. In 1969, the PMI, the Project Management Institute, was formed in the USA, and they're publishers of a guide to project management body of knowledge, which outlines common practices to most projects, and they also offer a range of certification training available. Okay, so looking at our industry, the 3D production pipeline. A pipeline generally refers to a linear set of processes, and in our industry, each process is concurrent to the next. And this just means that the product of one process moves seamlessly onto the next process. The production pipeline image to the bottom left gives a good indication of how it works within our industry. The pipeline divides our workflow into separate tasks, which is assigned to a specific artist or a team. The workflow, or a workflow, consists of formulated and repeatable patterns of activities and activities enabled by the organization of resources into processes. And the three main phases are pre-production, production, and post-production. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about softwares. There are lots of different software that you can use to help with project management. I've used Microsoft Excel, Trello, Google Docs, and Facebook to communicate and share project files as a member of a team, and in my experience it was very mixed. There are many features that work well. The majority of issues I had was down to communication and keeping all the members of the team on the same page. Having the communication through Facebook and the documents through Google Docs, there was a break in the flow of communication, and this leads to assumptions, mistakes, and and later in the project, time's wasted by going back over something that's already had time spent on it, but not in the direction of the project. And this is the major part of project management, is saving time and ultimately spending time effectively and being efficient. There is another bottleneck in 3D production within 3D projects. The artist and teams at some point rely on the speedy response of their department supervisors or directors to sign off on the direction of their work. Supervisors and directors are normally extremely busy handling several artists and teams, and sometimes several projects all at the same time. So this can create a very problematic area where the artist can't move on with a particular piece until the supervisor or director has actually signed off on where it's up to at the time. So something that I was looking at was a program called Shotgun. Shotgun is a project management platform specific for the 3D creative industry and can be tailored for TV, film, animation and games, allowing managers and supervisors to communicate directly with their artists regarding specific shots, assets, environments, etc. Using a cloud computing system, they're able to offer extensive features on a fast-paced platform, giving studios globally the ability to work closely together. And the ability to review and annotate directly on a specific shot, for example, can speed up the process, giving the artist more time to develop their piece of work. The scope available with Shotgun is absolutely huge, from creating tasks specific to a section of animation to quickly adjusting schedules and annotating directly onto shots. And now with over 1,000 satisfied studios, and as you can see from some of the names on the screen, they're like big name studios: DreamWorks, Blizzard, Disney, HBO, to name but a few. And it's becoming very, very popular. The next slide, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the overview of Shotgun. Okay, I wanted to give you a brief overview of Shotgun, the platform, and talk to you a little bit more about it. Now, Shotgun is a cloud-based computing platform that means it can be accessed from anywhere, any web browser, and there are now specific apps in development for major mobile devices. This is the page that you come to when you open your Shotgun area, and if I click on create new project, we can have a look at some of the templates. So Shotgun is, although it is, can be tailored to suit any studio's needs. Here are some of the major templates that are used. So you've got film, game, motion capture and TV series. If I clicked on and went into a game template, that breaks down into two different sections as well, because you've got story-led games now that are sometimes as intricate as animation and feature films. They've got a lot of shots involved, so there's a game template with shots. So I'll open up my project area, and I was actually going to wait while that was waiting to load. I was going to explain about Autodesk purchasing Shotgun in May 2014, but as you can see, it is so fast. Now that was one of the reasons why why Shotgun looked at not selling the product as such. They were looking for a major investor so that they could increase, and they actually, when purchased by Autodesk, doubled their engineering team and the capacity, which made everything so much quicker. The ability to have more servers, with it being a cloud-based system, the idea of needing it to be fast, that's what this is all about. Tracking project management, tracking softwares is all about tracking not just tracking the progress, but also allowing for fast collaboration and communication, so that people aren't waiting around and the project isn't getting bottlenecked. We're now in the overview area. I wanted to just before we go any further, the four major functions of Shotgun are scheduling, tracking, collaboration, and integration. So, and it's intended for everybody in the studio to use, not just the managers or supervisors. Looking at tracking and scheduling the project. Artists also use this so that the artists can communicate with the supervisors when they need something reviewing, or a version needs reviewing, or a shot needs reviewing. The manager can actually look at the shot and annotate it directly on Shotgun, and it comes back and it lets the artist know straight away. So here we are in the task list. I've actually heavily customized my task list. Normally you'd get the task name, status, who it's assigned to, the start and end date, duration, and time log. And I've added a link column, a pipeline column, and a notes column, so just to give me a bit more information about sort of my assets and things, that my tasks that I've got going on. Now this can be for all the tasks. We've got a separate section for assets and levels that we'll have a look at in a little bit later on. But if I do this to sort of, I can click on the pipeline step. I can sort by description, for example. That's not a very good one. Let's sort by link. So this is all sort of broken down into the the tasks for each section. So this here is one of my characters, and my character, so you've got the modeling section, the rigging, texturing, and so on and so forth. You can quickly add start date and an end date, and it will build the Gantt chart as you automatically immediately. So everybody is always working with the latest information on the project. You can actually click and drag and customize and move things around. It's so quick, so easy. If I move that all along, we can see here as well that we have all these extra things that we can actually customize our view. We could filter this. Let's filter in progress blueprints. Yeah, so that just shows us the blueprints that are in progress. Now I can actually save that out if I wanted to. There it is. So I can save that page. So save page as blueprints in progress. Yes. Okay. Now that's saved my page, so when I come to project pages, there it is up there, my recently viewed. I can star that and it will actually keep it up there at the top. So if I wanted to just, if I was specifically looking at the blueprints and I wanted that, time logs is another one. I can see all the time logs that I've put in to this, and time logs on different things, the description and everything. Now I'm actually logged in as an administrator, whereas if I was logged in as an artist, I'd only see what was relevant to me. I'm just going to go back to the assets list. So on the assets list, again, I've heavily customized this to show a lot more information. I can click on an asset. If I click on Camp Comfort, this is one of the levels that I'm working on at the moment, and have a look at the activity. It shows me all the information about what's been going on. These are the tasks that are actually linked to this particular asset. Whereas if I go to levels, I've got a lot more information in here. So if I go have a look at my prototype level, I can see that all the tasks, so if I click on the activity tab, this is all the activity that's linked to this prototype level. This gives me all the level information, all the links, anything that's linked to it, the tasks that are set specifically linked to this level, and you can see the Gantt chart that's broken down here as well. And I can actually click on, let's look at the bounce pad there. it actually shows me the bounce pad information. Again, I've got task information, activity, versions of, this is as you're going through, you create a version that gets reviewed and then sent back to you. When anything is reviewed, you actually get an email straight through a message through your Shotgun inbox. You also get a message sent to your personal email as well, so it's very, very fast. Now let's have a look at the media section. So on the media section, this is where anybody, let's say you are the supervisor and you're reviewing something. You might review something static information, so you can quite easily and quickly annotate on there. So pivot needs moving, and submit, and that will come through and immediately send me an email. There we go, it is. So that's sent through straight away, an email to let me know that something has been changed on here. But you can also do this on live shots as well. So if I pause that, so you can see here that I've annotated sections just to show you going through. So that was one part of this, as it goes through, and I can move the shot along and annotate there, just say this needs moving down. I can quite easily make changes and annotations to it. The ability to communicate with your artists is fantastic, and it's so quick, and that is what it is all about. It's all about speed, reducing that bottleneck.